Okay, let's at least finish Pandas, and today should be good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you a little bit more advanced concept. For example, two things: selections and filtering, and also applying conditions. Okay, so when you want to select something, I think filtering is quite powerful. I use them a lot actually. Okay, so let's say I want to select the movie that's directed by, I guess here is Ridley Scott, so you know which one, right? Prometheus and so on, like he directed a lot of things. So what I can do is that I want to give them the conditions. So I can say, if I were to write movie, DF, right? Movie, DF, right? And here, okay, movie with S, okay? Let me just make sure this one's okay. Director, right? Yes, ได้ครับ okay. Director, okay. See, I can do something like this, right? I can just select one like just one column, like director. So if you remember, if you recall, this one is a short form for the log, and then colon, and then that. That would be the long form, right? But then the short form, I can just get rid of it and get rid of the log, get rid of the colons, and just do that. So that would be the shorter form. Okay, I just want to make sure that sometimes I use shorter form. Okay. Okay, and let me see if I can do Ridley Scott, right? Okay. You see the difference? So right now I'm saying that I'm using the double equal sign. Like if you recall, double equal sign does not mean assignment. It's asking the questions if the director is equal to Ridley Scott or not, and the answer is going to be yes or no, right? And as you can see, Prometheus is directed by Ridley Scott, right? So again, as you might have guessed, like I want to actually put this into the, I want to filter the movie that has Ridley Scott directing, right? So this one is actually give me the answer. But the thing is that I want to use this as the filter into my original data frame so that I can extract only the role of the movie directed by him, right? So that's something that I want to do. So, but here's the thing, I haven't told you this one yet, but let me show you this. I'm going to copy this line, and I am going to move it back here, and I'm going to show you this one. There's a difference between this one and this one. Okay, so notice the difference. If I were to do this and this, okay. So first, if I were to do the top line, I get, normally that's just one column, right? But if I were to do the bottom line, okay, I get something like this. It's a little different, but it's the same data, but the presentation is different, right? So what happened, right? Let me show you this. I'm going to set this one to A. I'm going to set the bottom one to B, so that they can inspect what type of variable it is, right? So A is the top one, B is the bottom one. I go into terminal and new terminal, right? And to go to Jupyter. As you can see that A is the data frame. The data frame is something that we have been working a lot. Like think about data frame as, like the Excel sheet, okay? But then B is called the series. I haven't told you this, but I'm telling you right now that when you work with Panda, there's always two things that is slightly different. So series is, it's almost like a data frame, but it's just one-dimensional. So series can be a column. So if you take one column, that can be a series. Or if you take one row, that can be another series. So series is one-dimensional data. Okay? So if I were to do data frame, it format nicely, right? Data frame support more than one-dimensional column data. So even though this is one dimension because it's only one column, but it's possible to add more columns. That's why it's formatted like this. But if I were to show the series, it's actually formatted as if this is one dimension because it only have the index and the data, right? So this is a series. So if I want to do the filtering, I gotta do it through the series, not the data frame. So again, I show you that this one kind of works, right? Because it has true and false in here. But what I actually want, I want the series to be the filtering for the indices. So what I want is actually not this one, but this one. So I'm going to remove this, and you're going to see that the result, it's almost the same, but this is a one-dimensional data. So what I want is not the data frame. I want the series that contains true and false. So that is the filtering indices that I want. I guess the official name is called the Boolean indexing. This is the Boolean indexing, okay? So what can I do with this, right? I can do this. I want to move this one, right? And I'm going to paste it in my data frame itself. So I'm going to show you movie, df, like that, right? I'm gonna put this in just like that. See the difference? See what happened? There you go. Okay. Prometheus, The Martian, and Robin Hood, American Gangster. So as you can see, this is all directed by Ridley Scott. Okay. I guess it's not new because the newest one would be Gladiator 2, right? That's the most recent one, right? But that's the way you would do the filtering in Panda, right? This one looks intimate too. Like for me, this one looks too long. So the way that I would write is actually, I'm going to put the filtering up here, so that this is my filter. And then what I usually do is to actually replace this by the filter, something like that. So for me, this one is a bit, even though 2 lines, but for me, this one makes more sense to me because I define what my filter should be, and then I put that filter back into the data frame just to do it, okay? So if you write something like this, then maybe you can try something else, like Christopher Nolan, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to do another filter. This one, I don't need it. And Christopher Nolan, right? And as you might have guessed, these are the movie, like Interstellar, The Dark Knight, things like that. So that would be how you filter things. Okay, so this is pretty cool because you can come up with any type of filtering, and also you can use any other thing. For example, you can do the movie with rating. So maybe you're tonight you might want to grab some movie for the movie night, right? You want to get movie that pretty good, right? So maybe I can do movie with the high ratings, right? So I can do that too. So let me show you. So I can do filter, right? Filter equal movie df. I want to do rating, right? And let's see, it should be higher than 9.5. And let's do that. There you go, nothing. Okay, so let's dial back a little bit, 8. Here you go, right? So these are the good movies that I should watch tonight. So the rating. And the good things about this is that, like when you write things like that, when you come back 3 months from now, you can guess what's happening by the, by the code itself. It's a pretty cool way to filter the data, okay? And I can even go a more advanced way. Like I want to see maybe Ridley Scott movie or Christopher Nolan that is actually has higher rating than 8. So I want to combine all the filtering together. I certainly can, okay? So let me show you the ultimate filter. So I'm going to do this. Movie directed by Ridley Scott, right? Or, this is or, okay? Movie directed by Christopher Nolan, right? And I guess I have to do and, right? So I guess I can do this. Filtering, director. Wait, this is not the one I want. So director, right? So the first director, right? So the first filter is filter the director. The second filter is the rating, right? I can do movie. It has to be the rating has to be greater than 8. But then I can combine these two filters together to get even more, I guess, my customized filter. Where I can do field director, right? But this one has to be and, because I want by these two guys and better than 8 ratings. So I have to do this one and field rating. And there you And there you go. Nothing, because you know what? I made a mistake. It has to be, I think it has to be double. Nope, single. Wait, I had some problem with this. Let me check it out. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. Doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, let me check something real quick before I move on. So I think I can do this, right? And field rating. Oh, it doesn't let me do this type of operations. Can I do and? Does and work? Okay, it doesn't work too. This one, let me think about it for a bit. I want to combine these two. Okay. Why? Oh, okay. Actually, no. This is not the mistake. The mistake is that I forgot the parenthesis. This guy needs to have its own parenthesis, and this guy needs its own. Yeah, that's why. Because it doesn't know which how to parse that statement. So the error is actually this line, not the bottom. Yeah, that's why. Because I did it all the time, but I forgot the parenthesis here. That's why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you filter the good movie to watch tonight, I guess. Let me see. Yeah. And even a cooler way, it's actually right now it's not ranked by the rating, right? So maybe I can even do ranking by rating. So I can do sort value by rating, okay? And I want the, I guess I want the higher one first, so it has to be ascending, right? Ascending. Wait, I want the ascending to be false order. Descending. I forgot the name of the option. So let me look it up real quick. Pandas sort value. Yeah, ascending. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Ascending equal to false. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so if I do this, wait, sort value. Oh, sort values with S. Okay, that's why. Okay, I made a lot of mistakes today. Okay, so if I were to do something like this, then I can filter the movie and the rating, and then I can even sort the value by rating. So the one that I should watch right now is A Dark Knight. Okay, makes sense? No wonder. So you can come up with the new type of filtering if you want and see if it works. So usually the syntax is, can be a bit daunting at first, but what I like about it is that like everything's kind of self-explanatory, and then you can kind of copy them and do even like more advanced. Like if you combine a lot of filter together, then you can go crazy with this too. Okay. Okay, and I guess the last topic that I want to show you for the Panda manipulation is that we haven't really created new column yet, right? So let's do just that. Okay, so right now I'm gonna say movie df, right? And in order to create a new columns, you can just type like the name like that. For example, this one I name it rating category. Okay. So if I were to do just that, then it would just give me error because this column doesn't exist yet. But I can just do maybe like simple assignment. For example, I can do like good, right? I can do that, right? If I were to do this and I just inspect my data frame again, I should be able to see that the last column comes up with the rating category equal good. Okay, so you may create a new column by just come up with just anything for now. Like you can even set it to 100, right, like that. And if you just inspect your data frames, you should be able to see there's a 100. So that's I guess the easiest way to just kind of like come up with a new column with just the dummy values. Okay, but here's the thing. Let me do something a bit more challenging, right? Like for example, if I were to, I guess if I can just do this, right, to Excel, and I'll just do test.xlsx, right? And then I'm going to open this in Excel. So I'm going to do this on the fly. Hopefully that works. So this is Excel, your data in Excel. Okay. Wait, where is it? Did I just delete it? Oh, okay, right here. Okay. What I want is that I want to create a new columns that's called rating categories, right? But this one, I want it to actually based on the rating itself. So if the rating is greater than 8, I want this to say good. And if it's not, then say bad, for example, right? So to do that in Excel, you would do formula, right? I don't know how to do this. Actually, I don't know how to do it in Excel. Like, do you guys know how to do it in Excel? If this larger than 8 and good, I guess, else bad, yes. Okay, so I guess my Excel is not that bad. Okay, it's so easy, right? But there is even, I guess I want to do the same thing in Python, right? And writing formula is actually what we do all the time in coding. So this should be something that that you should strive for, right? In Python code, right? So let's do that. Okay, so first I want to do this movie df, and then I'm going to do the name of the columns, right? Wait, rating categories, right? Equal. So again, because I'm basing this thing on the I guess on the rating, so I gotta select that rating. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna do movie df, right? And then I'm gonna do rating, right? Because it's based on the rating, so I gotta select the rating columns, right? But here's the thing, like I want to apply some formula into it, right? And the command is apply. Okay? Like similar to how you would type the formula in Excel, like you apply that formula into that columns. Okay? And the way that you do that is actually, this is going to be a function. So I guess the way that I recommend you do it first is actually define a function on top. For example, this function can be called determine, say rate movie. Okay, it can be any name. It's okay, right? And just like that. And this function, it has to have the argument. It can be any name, but I'll just say elements, right? Or entry. That's fine, right? And this entry is going to be each of the entry inside the movie rating columns, okay? And what you want to do with it is up to you. You can do anything that Python allows you to do, which is essentially a lot, right? Do something with it, and then return me back the value that you want, okay? For example, I can do if entry is larger than 8, right? I want to return good. But if it's not, right, I want to return bad. Okay, like this. Okay, and the way that you put this formula into the apply is just to put that name back in here. Okay, I guess I call it rating function in my example, so maybe I'll just do that. Rating function, okay, and just do that, okay. Yeah, so I know that this one is much longer, I guess, couple lines longer than what I did in Excel, but that's because the formula is easy. But once your algorithm is harder, this thing, it's actually no match. It's like this is like really useful in my work, and even in my like office data manipulations. Like I do this all the time. Like even for the non-research process, like I do this every time I do grading. Every time I have to matching all the data, like do manipulations, like formatting strings. Like this is the best thing that I like. Like this is my favorite things in this library. So being able to write any algorithm in Python and just plug that in to manipulate the data, it's pretty powerful, I guess. Okay. So let me just show you what happened. Okay. Once you run this and then you inspect your data, then you should be able to see that now your movie has good and bad according to your ratings, okay? Yeah, it's, I know that it takes some time to wrap your head around because it's kind of backward. Like usually you write the function, like you write the formula and then it just returns things. But here you kind of write the formula first and then you select the column and you input that formula. But then also notice that when you input the function, you don't do the parenthesis like this. You don't call it. You just put the function as if it was just another variable, because this is called the, I guess the official name is called higher order function. It's the function, the apply, it's a function that gets another function as the argument. It's called the higher order function in terms of the coding. But I guess that's the syntax that you gotta remember, that you don't put the parentheses, you don't call the function, it calls later by its own, okay? And actually this is just the beginning, because if you want to go crazy on this, you can even you can base on multiple columns. Like that's a way that you can input a lot of columns. You can input external value into it. So there's many ways you can do. And it's pretty awesome, pretty powerful, I guess. Okay. And I guess just to show you what I did like every semester using Pandas, like grading is something that's I find very useful. So maybe not in your situations, but certainly you're probably gonna come across the situation where you have to do like data formatting, and that's is where Pandas shines. Okay, so let me show you real quick what I did. Okay. Wait, where is my stuff? Okay, right here. So let me just do this one. Okay. So this is the class that I have to grade, I guess, 200 students, and each of them has 3 instructors, and each instructor has 5 assignments, 1 midterm, and 1 final. So I guess I end up with like maybe like 40 columns of grades of 200 students. I have to combine everything together to get them the actual grading score of like out of 100 and actually grade them. So, and you can imagine like the data that I got is actually like a lot of Excel from like different instructor. Like each of them just give me all the data with the columns and then the student ID. And I got to match everything together, create like so one file that, and if I have to do that within Excel, I think I would make mistakes. Like it's not that I cannot do it, but the fact that 200 students is it's tedious enough, and then I'm probably gonna make mistakes. That's the biggest thing, right? So I guess I can show you maybe this one where I kind of process everything, right? Panda again, right? So, and I read Excel, right? I usually have multiple files where I format things in a separate files, but usually, this is the flow, right? I read Excel, I do some manipulation, and usually I can fill in some number if it doesn't have it, and then, and I haven't shown you this one, but this one is pretty cool, merging. Like, I don't know if you guys use VLOOKUP or not. That's the thing that I find it very easy to make mistakes. But in Panda, if you want to merge something, like for example, like match student ID that has multiple sheets and then they have different score, all you do is just this one line and then it just match everything. Like it's like magic. Like for me, that's the most useful thing. Like, see, like that's the thing that I do like every semester, and like you can even plot like the histograms and grade them too. For example, I can do grading and do the stats, grading stuff, and yeah, pretty cool. And the nice thing about this is that usually what happens is that like if you do Excel, you do all the things, right? And then one instructor come up, and there's always going to be the case where one is like, wait, I forgot one thing, and then can you fix the data? And I have to go back to do everything again in Excel, right? And that's really painful. But if you do it in Python or Panda like this, all I need is just changing one Excel and rerun the whole thing. So it takes like 1 second to rerun the whole thing and get all the new data. So that's the power that I found, is that you can rerun things a lot, and it doesn't matter if the data change, you can just run things again. So that's I guess if you can use it, I think that will like kind of power up your workflow efficiency by a lot, actually. Okay. We have couple minutes left. Let me just go through the last topics in Python basics, matplotlib. So this one is we'll learn it by the time we use it. But let me just show you that like plotting is also quite important. Okay, and there's a lot of library that you can use to plot. Matplotlib is probably the standard one, but right now there are more, and I'll show you later on, right? And let me just run this one through so that it doesn't take too much time. Okay, so I'm gonna just run it. Okay, so as always, you're gonna import something. So this is matplotlib.pyplot, and then you just name it splt, right? And I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like if you have data, x and y, you can plot it like that. So very simple, like that. I mean, and nowadays, I can recognize where this plot is coming from. Like if you see something like this, I know this is matplotlib. If you have MATLAB, the plot will be in a certain way that easily recognizable. And also nowadays, there's a new Python library for visualization. And when I see the plot in the paper, I know that where it's come from too. It's called the seaborn. So, I mean, it's used, like it uses every day to start to recognize its format. So this is matplotlib. Like everybody knows, right? So, all right. So you can even do, I mean, and you can even do more complex plotting. For example, you can do 2 plots, right? If you plot things twice like that, then it gives you 2 lines with different color by default. You can also do the X label and then the legend and the title. So I guess it's pretty self-explanatory, like label, legend, title. So that's how you format to be something like this. Yeah. So you'll see it when you go through more examples later on, because I use it quite a lot too. And even a more complex example would be plotting a lot of subplots into one figures. You can do that too by using the command subplot, right? And you can do something like that. So you can specify where it goes and that sort of things. And this one, you can even do maybe, I don't know what to do. Oh, okay, so you can do like vertical plot like that, subplots again, okay, and just plotting. So command is pretty short, resemble much of the MATLAB stuff, okay? So that's about it, okay? So I guess when I use it, then I'll go through it more slowly, okay? Okay, so before we go, I wanna introduce you to, I guess, the newcomer. So like I mentioned before, like I guess before, like maybe 5 years ago, you know, Panda, NumPy, and Matplotlib would be the 3 pillars of Python library, right? But right now, that pillar has started to shake a little bit, I guess actually quite a lot. So the newcomer to beat Panda is called Polar. Okay, the newcomer, so this guy. So this guy is gaining a lot of attention, I guess for a couple years now. It's called Polar. And if you look at the logo, you can see that they're actually targeting Panda. So let me show you. If I do Panda, Python, you can see that this one is directly attacking that one. So you see the similarity in how they design the logo. You see? Not this one, right? But this one. It's kind of funny to me, like this guy right here and this guy right here. So it's like there's the bar thing, and then you do like that. So it's actually competing with Panda, and it's actually faster. So it's actually a lot faster. So this one, I haven't looked into it yet. I don't have time. But this is something I want to explore more on my own. The syntax is different. So if you want to learn this, you got to, I guess, ditch Panda and learn new syntax. So that's always learning curve for new things, okay? The other one for the Matplotlib is called Seaborn. So this one, it's been around for a while, so it's almost, I guess it's on par with Matplotlib right now, so this guy. And you can see that, as you can see, I'm going to use this one quite a bit in the upcoming classes too, okay, Seaborn. Seaborn looks nicer, and then I like almost, it looks more modern basically. So I guess to me it's a big win. Like it makes your paper looks more modern. So I like it. Okay. Okay, so I think that's the end for the Python basics. So next time, finally, we're gonna start doing some machine learning, right? As this class is AI class, not Python class. All right. So thank you for staying with me. I'll see you next week. Okay. Thank you.